Just 1 second, please.
Yes, don't worry.
All right, thank you. Just 1 second.
Take your time.
All right, Jose, I think it's working now. Thanks for your patience. Yes, it's good. All right, so today we're going to see a little bit of past simple. So we're going to see the first one, the past simple of the verb be, all right? As you know, the verb be is am, is, or are, right? For past simple, we have two verbs, was and were, all right? When do we use this? When we want to talk about something that happened in the past and it's finished, it's over, right? We're just describing something that happened in the past. It could be 5 minutes ago, 2 hours ago, 3 days ago, etc. Right? So let's see this example. Could you read this sentence, please? Thank you.
Talia was in the same English class with Nick for 2 semesters.
Excellent. Thank you very much. So here is describing an event, something that happened before, right? So basically, she was with that person for 2 semesters, right? They were together for this amount of time, not 2 semesters, in the same class. So the use of was or were, it's done when we talk about the person. All right, remember, we can use this, for example, to talk about your location, right? For example, where you were yesterday, yesterday afternoon. Jose, where you were?
I was in my office.
All right. So because we're talking about where, right? Remember past simple of ser o estar, no? Era, estaba. We use was or were to answer, right? Just remember was singular, right? And were plural. It's basically easy. The use is similar to the present, but we're just describing things in the past. For example, do you remember anything that you used to practice when you were a kid? Any activity you did or some type of occupation you had, a hobby when you were a kid?
Yes, when I was a kid, I played a lot of sports, like basketball, football.
All right. All right. So when you talk about you, not the action, not playing soccer or playing football, but you can say I was a soccer player when I was a kid, right? Because you're talking about you, not the action. The verb is about you, right? Related with you. So usually we use was or were to talk about things we were in the past, right? For example, for me, I was a basketball player when I was a kid, right?
Okay.
So anything that can help you describe you, things that you used to do in the past, we use the verb was or were. Another use for very common for was or were is to talk about when you were born. All right, the verb born is related to no coming alive to this world. So when were you born, Jose?
I was born in Santa Cruz.
All right, but when?
I was born in Santa Cruz in 1987.
Okay, 1987. So no, I was born on. Remember, on is on the surface of something. It could be a situation. It could be no on the surface, on the table, for example. In is inside. No, but on it's correct in this year. All right. So I was born is very common to use to talk about no when you started to be alive, right? So it's a very common combination. Was born. All right. It's considered like a phrasal verb. It could be not was born goes together, right? If you were talking about people, a group of people, you can say they were born, right? With plural, we use were, right?
Right.
All right. So any questions so far?
I have a question, teacher.
Sure.
For in the case of question, in this one we have in the screen where you were. The I can't use where you was yesterday.
Where you, because you is for singular and plural. Remember, we always use it for like in the rule for plurals. So it's incorrect in you if you say was. Not where
Was.
were you? Or
Where you were.
Or for example, were you a singer when you were
Where
a
you
kid? No? Were you? No? So
okay.
with this one is just to specify. No, it could be when you were a teenager. No?
Okay, so you can use where and was
For questions.
In before and after you.
Yes, that's yes, usually the form of questions, right? Was
Yeah.
aware, maybe verb be, a modal verb, right? And then the subject, and then whatever complement is, right? So for
Right.
example, for with was will be, was she at, I don't know, at the cinema yesterday? No, you just want to know if she was there or no. The answer will be, what could be the answer?
Was she at the cinema yesterday? Yes, she was.
Exactly, right? Or maybe, no, she wasn't.
Or not she was.
And the contraction is always the same, right? Wasn't, or for plurals, weren't, right?
Right.
Okay, wasn't comes from was not, weren't comes from were not. All right? So usually this is the easiest way to see the verb be, but any questions so far?
Everything clear, teacher.
Great. All right. So really quick, you're going to write some things. I'm going to share a docs. And give me 1 second, please. I'll share it in a moment. You're going to write a little bit about you when you were a kid. Right. Okay. Please log into that docs. Oh, sorry, I thought you could see it. All right. So maybe you can share it though, so you don't see the two pages. No, please share that docs. Let me stop sharing my screen. All right, please share your screen. I think you have the.
Write about you when you were a kid.
Yes. Or teen.
Or teen, teenager.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Anything you will.
Everything. And
about you.
Okay. I was in I was in a ver. When I was a kid, I grow up. I grow up.
Okay.
I grew up with my family. I grew up with my family. In a big house. In a big house in the downtown. I was when I was a kid, I grew up with my family in a big house in the downtown.
What type of kid you were? Oh, sorry, could you share your screen, please?
Share?
I don't want to share it, so you don't see the two screens. Yes,
Okay.
right. Thank you.
When I was a kid, I grew up with my family in a big house in the downtown.
Remember, if we're talking about the past, the verb also should be in the past, not grew.
Grew.
It's with E.
Yes. With E?
Grow?
Grow, yeah.
That's correct. All right. What about things that you did when you were a kid? What things did you do?
When I was a kid, I grew up with my family in a big house downtown. My college were near to my house. A couple. So it's a square, no? A couple square. A couple square. Couples. Square. No sé si está bien escrito square.
Square, square, square.
Square.
Oh, sorry.
Sorry.
R-E.
Square. Okay. Thank you. When I was a kid, I grew up with my family in a big house in the downtown. My colleagues were near to my house. A couple square. from home. I was
you can use any adjective to describe you, how you were. Okay. You can also talk about your personality, your feelings, not anything about you, you can describe it.
I was an active kid with a lot of friends around. I was an active kid with a lot of friends around.
All right.
College, I was I was a student. A good student. A good student.
All right, very good. Okay,
Like,
let's review a little bit what you have so far.
okay.
All right, let's review a little bit. So you have, could you read your sentence? And I'll stop you when I need you to correct something. All right, could you read it from the beginning, please? Thank you.
When I was a kid, I grew up with my family in a big house in the downtown. My college were near to my house, a couple of square from home. I was an active kid with a lot of friends around. In college, I was a good student. I like to match to paint. Oh,
excellent, very good. So let's review a little bit. So you say, I grew up in a family we're going to see this today, the use of the, but I grew up in a big family, in a big house, sorry, in downtown. We don't need to put the. It's implied in English. We just say downtown, or I don't know.
okay. Okay. I understand.
In general, it's implied. We just use it when we want about something specific. For example, I'm talking about, I have many tables in my house, but I'm talking about that specific table. I can say my phone is in the table or on the table, no, because I'm referring to one specific table, right? But when you talk about it generally, you don't use the, and you don't use the with plurals either. All right. So we're going to see this in a moment. My college. Okay, this is one. This is singular, right? So is was. My college is one. So was.
Okay.
Here we have one, no? A couple. It's not couples. Unas cuantas, me imagino that one that you wanted to say. No, it's just couple. Or two squares, you could say, no? A couple square squares, then we have plural, right? A couple squares from home. And a lot implies many. So it's friends, no friend, right?
Okay.
If you will say one friend, just singular, but you say a lot. So it's many friends, plural. I was a good student. I liked two notes. I liked so much, it will be. So much to paint. Yes. Or to paint, I like to paint so much. Yeah, I guess it could be the other way around. Yeah, so that's the use of was over, right? When you describe anything about yourself, you can say, for example, I was shy. I was a shy kid. I was very fast.
Teacher,
Or
for
let me
it,
talk about
for it is was or were?
was. All the singular is was. So can you tell me the subjects in singular, please?
The subject in singular.
¿Me puedo?
Okay, she, he, my,
Ujú.
I, and
She,
it.
I, and the you singular too. Don't forget. No, the you, the two singular also. And for plural, which are the subjects in plural? Could you hear me? Sorry.
Sorry, one second, please, teacher.
No worries.
Sorry, I have some
No worries.
problem in the customs.
Oh, that's fine. I understand. All right. So what are the subjects in plural?
In plural, is they.
Okay, could you write them, please?
Sorry.
That's fine. Mhm.
They, we, you plural. They, we, you, us. They, we, you, us. Ellos. No. We is that's all. They, we, you.
Exactly. Just three, right? So thank you very much. You, we, they, usually that's the order. So remember, all the singular subjects we use were, all the plural subjects we use were, but with you we use both, right? Especially for questions, you is always with where, right? But this implies as the singular subject and the plural, either one, right? Even if I'm just saying to one person, you were late this morning for classes, right? If I'm talking to one person or I'm talking to many people, is the same. This is just an example, no? But you were late this morning, right? So even if it's one, is where. All right, great. So now let's see really quick the present present simple and affirmative.
Teacher, entonces con you nunca uso was o sí. ¿En qué caso usaría was?
No, it's incorrect. We don't use was with you.
In question, neither.
No, not in question or answer. You was, it's incorrect. It's always you were.
You were. Okay.
All right. So the simple past. When do we use the simple past? The simple past with all the verbs. Remember, what type of verbs do we have, Jose? Do you remember?
In the simple past.
What type of verbs do we have? We have two types of verbs, right?
Regular and irregulars.
Excellent, great. So we use this to talk about, no? Something that happened which is over, but happened on a specific time. The simple past here, I need to clarify when it happened. All right. So this is usually marked this way, no? 10 years ago, etc. No, could you read this sentence, please?
You were late this morning.
Excellent. Oh, sorry. Can you see my screen?
No. I stopped share.
All right. What about here?
Okay.
Okay.
Nick came here from England about 10 years ago.
Excellent. Very good. Thank you. So here is telling us that the simple past, we talk about something that happened, but we have to say the specific time in the past. So for example, 10 years ago, right?
Right.
This ago is very common for the simple past, or also yesterday, or this morning is also the past, no? Or yesterday afternoon, or noon, etc. Right? So we have to clarify the specific time that happened, right? And pay attention, sorry, the verb is always in simple past, right? This example of verb came is regular or irregular, Jose?
Irregular.
What is the present of came?
Come.
Come, right? So it's changing, right? Just remember, no, irregular verbs change. Regular verbs, we have two types, three ways to become or became or make, sorry, a regular verb past, right? For example, study. What do we do to this verb to change it to past simple?
We have to put IED.
Excellent.
Studied.
Excellent. So we have the Y, we change it IED, right? What other verbs? Can you think of any verb in past simple, please?
Went.
All right, that's a regular verb. Sorry, a past, a verb, a regular verb.
A regular verb. Buy it or buy it.
No, it's incorrect. That's irregular. It's buy, and past simple is bought. That's fine. No worries. So for example, happen. What do we do to this verb to make it past simple?
Happened.
We add, what do we add?
ED.
ED, right? That's it. And let's think of any other verb.
Ask.
All right. Ask, we add
ED.
ED, right? I cannot think of a verb right now that just ends in D. I cannot think of.
Right. I know, right. Dance.
Right? No.
Dance.
Past simple is wrote. Dance, excellent. So dance, it's ending in E. So I just add the D. D. Right?
Yes.
These are the three ways to make regular verbs past, right? We can change, we can just add the D, no? Maybe we can add the ED and ED or the IED. That's very important. So, and recognize also the difference between regular and irregular, right? So, the time expressions are very important because we always mention that in simple past. Let's see some examples. Let's read these three sentences.
The three sentences. The conversation took place several months ago. Talia got to the office at 8. Amy went to a party last week.
Excellent, thank you very much. So here we're seeing some examples of verb in past, right? But remember, we always mention the time expression. This time expression can go at the beginning too. So you can also say, instead of this way, we can say, last week, Amy went to the party. That's also correct. Or at 8 p.m., Talia got to the office. No, the time expression can move. That's fine. The meaning is the same. All right. And well, to summarize a little bit of the past simple, we have our auxiliary verb in present, for negative and questions. So for affirmative sentences, I use the verbs in past, right? Either if it's regular or irregular verb, no? But for negative, I need the auxiliary, and what's the auxiliary is did, right? But because it's negative, it's did not. Therefore, I make this contraction, right? Didn't. So,
Teacher,
yes.
why the verbs in a negative way keep with the verb in past? I didn't play it.
That's incorrect. That's why I was making sure right now. The first sentence is incorrect. That's not correct. The rest of the sentence, yes, is correct. If the verb is going to be in present, right? Because we have the auxiliary, and it's the same for questions. We use the verb in the base form, right?
Perfect.
We don't
Right.
use past. Just for positive or affirmative sentence, we use the verb in past simple. But for negative and questions, we don't use past simple. All right?
All right.
Okay, any questions before we go to the practice?
No, everything clear.
Oh, sorry, I stopped sharing this.
No.
Okay. So let me share this next exercise. Oh, and one thing to mention, which sometimes we make mistakes here. Oh, sorry. One sec.
Don't worry.
All right.
Don't worry.
What happened with your customer?
Well, I have to. In Santa Cruz, today was raining a lot.
Mhm.
So we couldn't pick up the lot of a customers. So I am planning to get out from custom tomorrow, but we have to decide right now what is going to happen, if we are going to take it today or pick up tomorrow. But this time and this time is urgent to decide what are we gonna do. But
yeah, sounds complicated. But tomorrow is also a holiday, so probably
at morning, in afternoon is holiday, but at morning not.
okay. So it sounds a little bit complicated.
Yes, it's really complicated. I have my mind in another place right now, but
All right. So let's see some questions. I'm sharing the link with you.
teacher, by the way, I finished the quiz last night, and the final quiz I didn't. I am maybe can show you my screen quickly.
Sure, no problems.
This is the can you see my screen?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
This is the last test.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
I can't go in.
Oh no.
I don't know why.
Why is that?
Last night I finished the this one, the review quiz.
Mhm. But the
And,
final quiz, you can take it.
yes.
Okay,
can.
I'll assign it again, no worries. I'll assign it again and you can work it until midnight, that's fine, no worries.
Excellent, teacher.
Okay.
Thank you so much. You can.
So let me share this other exercise because this one is going to be a little bit more challenging because you're going to see was, where, and also past simple. All right. So please click on the last exercise. It's a little bit more advanced.
In the last.
Last
Okay.
exercise. Yes. Thank you.
And you need I share my screen.
Yes. Yes. Please. And I'm going to reassign the quiz right now. So that's okay. All right. So you have to choose if you have to write was, where, or did. What do you think?
Your English teacher from Bristol. What is Bristol?
It's a city.
It's a city.
It's a city in London.
London. Okay. Your English teacher.
What do you think?
Where your English teacher from?
Right.
She traveled to Spain last year. Did she travel?
Very good.
Who were your best friend at the school?
All right. So here you have to pay attention to the subject. Is the subject in singular or plural? Best friend. It's singular or plural?
Who was your best?
Very good. What about number one?
Was okay, the same.
Right, because it's one person.
It's one person, yes. Yes. I put where because I confused with yes, with you.
That's fine, no worries. It's a common mistake.
Okay, it's okay. Where do you live as a child?
Very good.
When did you start English? They were good friends. Was your cousin go to the disco last Saturday? Was. Where did you go on holiday last year? Who did you go with? Who did you go? Your petty last month? Was your petty? What is pedil?
A pet is an animal you own.
Yes.
A dog, a cat. Ill is like sick.
Sick. Okay. Okay. Where did you was? Where did you was?
Very good. So.
Was it good? The student at the school last week. Were the students? When I was a child, did you visit? Where was you spend your holidays? Did you travel? I was at home last Wednesday. We were very happy when we met. Our class was amazing. Our class was amazing. The tables in the wall they were cooking. My family having dinner together. My family they were having dinner together. Was the teacher explain the reason? I was ironing my clothes. What is ironing?
Ironing, you use this thing to make your clothes flat. If it's wrinkle, you know, wrinkle, it's like arrugado. If something is wrinkled, you use the iron to iron.
Okay. Ironing my clothes.
Ironing.
Why were you crying? What did you study French last year? The girl was playing piano. I was. You
All right.
were sleeping in the garden.
Let's check 16, please. Number 16 before you send it. 16.
Okay. 16.
Revisemos el número 16, please.
Sorry.
That's fine.
Where was you spend your holidays?
We already have the verb spend. No.
Okay. Where did you spend?
Because the verb is was or were, right? We can't have these two verbs together.
Okay. Always is with. Okay.
Depending of the situation, but in this specific example, we cannot have two verbs. Then let me check 22, please.
My family was.
Why? Because family could be considered an it. Right? We're not seeing the amount of people in a family, but it could be considered an it. So that's why it is was.
Was. Okay.
23, please.
23?
What do you think?
Was the teacher explain the lesson?
But pay attention to this, to the verb. It says just explain. It's not saying explaining. Right?
Did
Right?
the teacher explain the lesson? Okay. I was ironing. Why were we? What? Okay. Why
the rest is correct. No worries. Could you review it, please, really quick? So I'm sure you won't have any mistakes. We can click on finish or terminar to see how you did. The first one, comprobar mis respuestas. And let's see, great. See, oh, number 7. What happened with number 7? Number 7, oh, okay. You already have the verb, right? Excellent. All right, very good. So, do you have any questions before I explain the next topic? It's a very easy topic, but I would like you to let me know if you have any questions with the simple past.
No, it's really clear. I have to pay attention to the verbs.
That's all. But it's just, that's with practice, no worries. All right. So please click on the last exercise that I shared through Zoom. And let's review this next topic. It's very easy, but it's just a couple of rules that I want to explain because it's a very common mistake we make when we use they're called articles, all right? So click on iniciar, please, and try to guess. Just try to guess when we use a, and, or the.
Okay. My brother works as an accountant in Germany. As an accountant.
Very good. Next.
I bought a yellow rose for my mother on Mother's Day. I bought a bouquet.
Very good.
It depends of the context because if we are talking of this bouquet, maybe I can use the and no.
Right? But if it's a specific.
Yes, it's when we are talking about the bouquet.
Right.
Yes. Well,
But change,
yeah.
no?
How far is the sun from Miss Kishanti is an English teacher in my school. Maybe it's the English. If well,
All right.
a ferocious lion is eating a big chunk of meat. Oh,
That lion, right?
because we are looking him eating. Yes, Sharifa is the okay. I understand. There is a new story on the table. There is a new story on the table. The story belongs to Kyle. Neil River is in Egypt. Neil River is in. El río Nilo es en el mío. Mr. John, who worked as the security guard, wears the uniform to work. Who works como as a security guard. Security guard wears security guard wears a gray. We watched an horror movie yesterday night. An hour. Make sure you finish your work within an hour, because the age.
I know. I'm going to explain that in a moment. It's a rule that not too many people knows, but I'll explain that in a second. It's because of the sound, not because of the consonant. Hour. It sounds like a vowel, so
Okay.
it also uses the vowel rule.
And an hour. Que no sería a hour, and an
Yes,
hour. Okay.
exactly,
Okay.
right? It's because of the sound, because it sounds like a vowel, we use an.
Okay, understand.
Because it's just not just for vowels, but it's also for vowel sound. And it's the same with consonants, not just for consonants, but also with consonant sound.
Perfect. Which is the vowels behind the word. ¿Cuál es la montaña?
Very good. One specific mountain, right? That's why da.
The national park in Pahang is famous for its flora and fauna.
And finally,
I took a photograph with a person with a
excellent job. All right, so let me explain really quick this topic so you can understand why it's weird sometimes. All right. Can you see my screen?
No, I will stop
Okay,
to share mine.
that's fine. All right, great. So a and da are called articles because we use them usually before a noun or thing. All right. A and an are for singular indefinite nouns, for nouns, no cosas, but for singular only, right? So let's see an example. Could you read this, please, from here?
Okay, we were in a class together.
All right, great. So here in the example, they are not talking about a specific class. They're just saying in a class because it's general, indefinite, but singular, we use a. All right. Sorry. A, it's used before a plural noun, before a consonant or consonant sounds. So for example, could you read this, please?
A class, a university class.
Excellent.
We
So
have to put Anna and a university. Oh,
it's because of the sound. It sounds like Y, right? So it's like university. That's why it's a consonant sound. We also use a. All right. Not just consonant, also consonant sound. It sounds like you too, but also you, it's a consonant. So it comes to this group, right, of consonant sounds. Ah. But remember, it's for nothing specific, right? It's just a class, a university, a general, right?
right.
Sorry, 1 second, please. Then and it's used before vowel and vowel sounds. Could you read these two examples, please?
An English class and an apple and a honest man.
Thank you very much. So we have vowel, vowel, consonant sound, sorry. We are not pronouncing the H. No, it's not honest. It's honest. Directly to the vowel, so N. All right. Is it clear, this part?
Very clear.
Excellent. All right. Now, we use the to talk about definite sounds, so a specific nouns. So let's read this example, please.
That's right. The Shakespeare class.
Excellent, very good. So it's not just not talking about any class, no? We were in a class, no, they're that specific class, the Shakespeare class, the math class, the English class, right? When we talk
Right.
about something specific, we use the.
Perfect.
And let's read this other example, please.
Nick, the charges are serious.
Mhm. The charges are serious. Those specific charges, right? So we're talking about something specific, singular or plural.
Perfect.
And oh, okay. We often use a or and the first time we mention something, and the next time we use the. So let's do this interaction. I'll be Nick, you will be Talia, right?
Right.
Pay attention. We were in an English literature class together, weren't we?
That's right. The Shakespeare class.
Excellent, great. So first is starting from something general, and then they go, yes, that, the Shakespeare class, more specific. So basically, that's the use of these three articles. Another thing that is very common with the is when we talk about something which is unique, there is just one. So for example, in the game or in the previous exercise, they talk about, if I'm not wrong, the highest mountain in the world, right? Is one highest mountain in the whole world. It's unique, we use the. Or for example, we have one president, right? The president of Bolivia. No, there is just one person, so we use the. All right, so sorry. Let's read this example, please.
Is Nick the captain of his team?
Mm-hmm. Of his team, thank you. The captain.
Captain of his
Very
team.
good. One, right? Because if there is just one captain, we say the. And these other examples, please, too.
I want the true story.
No, they want to know about that one true story. There cannot be many true stories, right? There is just one. So the. So that's basically the use of these articles. All right. Any questions?
The pronunciation of the is that. I want that true story or the true story.
It depends where you are, honestly. In some cities in the US, it changes. In British English is usually, it depends also of the place, you know, it can change. It's very common to use the, but it's not it's not completely a. No, it's like in the middle, the. Okay. Because you're not pronouncing the vowel, you're pronouncing the sound, the TH. So it changes.
Your English is from Cambridge, teacher, or?
English, American English. However, when I live there, at least I have that something that reminds from there when I was living there, and in the city it was pronounced the. Okay. Not with e, the. No, it's the. But it's not like
sorry, I learned Cambridge English.
In Cambridge English, it's more the, more like right?
All right.
But I think we have to stay in the middle, the, no, like in the middle, not sound like e or a, right? The. But it depends, like I mentioned. No? All right. So like you can see, I hope, please let me know if you can see it, that the model test is assigned. So you should be able to do it until today, until 11:30 p.m. All right. So please let me know if it works. And I have to run 2 polls today, the encuesta diaria and the encuesta de satisfacción number 2. And because yesterday I couldn't run
okay.
I couldn't run the encuesta diaria.
How many times will took me the the test, teacher?
The previous A4?
Yes,
You did it two times or just once?
just one. No, I referred for the test for today. How many
Oh,
times
that's just
I
one.
want to take it? Just just
Just
one time. One
yes.
time. And how long is the test?
I give you, I believe, I'm not sure if it was 50 or 60 minutes. I'm not sure, to be honest, I can't remember. I think it's 60. I'm pretty sure it's 60. But
It's
you
like
can
another. Is like the another test, the another quiz.
it's a quiz that implies everything you've learned in this model. Everything from the first lesson until the last one.
Perfect.
So it has everything. All right, so let me run the second polls, please. And igual mandé por el WhatsApp el de ayer, por favor, por imagen. Entonces se puede marcar, you can write, ¿no? Your answers and then send it to me again, please. Ya me di cuenta que si entro a la llamada antes, no me salen los polls, ¿no? Entonces ahora tengo que entrar en punto para que recién se me habilite. So, because I already know, ¿no? All right. So, voy a recomendar esto bien porque ha pasado, ¿no? El quiz solo se puede dar una vez, como expliqué. Tiene el tiempo de trabajar, ¿no es cierto? Y no hay que dejarlo abierto mucho tiempo, no hay que tratar de terminarlo en ese tiempo asignado, porque el reloj sigue corriendo, ¿no es cierto? Entonces, es bien importante eso, ¿ok? Porque si por alguna razón se mandó, bueno, se registra la nota que sale, porque es un examen. Okay, so thank you very much, Jose. Please let me know if something is going on with the quiz. No, please let me know if something is not clear. And that will be it. Tomorrow we will start the next model, the A8, and we will see how it goes. And please, if for some reason you can't pass the class, please let me know in advance. Perdón, lo voy a explicar en castellano para que se entienda bien. Mi coordinadora me habló y me dijo que para que no pase tal vez lo de la anterior clase que se faltó, que si es que en alguna oportunidad no puede pasar clases por alguna razón, me puede avisar con anticipación, me dijo, y se puede coordinar, digamos, otro tiempo que funcione, ¿no es cierto? Para que no se pierda la clase, porque obviamente yo la he grabado y la he subido, ¿no es cierto? Pero si es con anticipación se puede. Si no, si pasara lo mismo, no, yo tengo la responsabilidad de esperar 15 minutos y si no puede ingresar ya, yo comienzo a explicar todo el contenido, ¿no es cierto?
Perfecto.
Y habría que revisar esa grabación para continuar, ¿no es cierto? El avance y que no haya un corte.
No se preocupe, teacher, le agradezco. Pasa que realmente no puedo adelantarme. Si yo me falto es porque tengo alguna urgencia que surgió justo en este momento. Por ejemplo, ahorita pude apagar ese fueguito que había con 2 WhatsApp, pero a veces se me complica, entonces no me da no me da para avisarle. Mañana, en teoría, puedo pasar la clase normal.
Perfecto.
Eso le voy a pedir que un poquito que me entienda un poquito, porque a veces es un tema que surge ese momento, entonces me complica un poquito, pero por lo general lo tengo todo ya resuelto hasta esa hora, ¿no?
Ya, perfecto. No hay ningún problema. Era solo para, si es que en algún momento tal vez no hay algo más que hacer o se presentó algo, si es que es con anticipación, se puede coordinar la clase. Si es que en el momento surgió, bueno, no hay problema. De todas formas, yo grabo la explicación y trato de ser, digamos, interactiva para que no sea solo explicar, sino igual sigo poniendo mis ejercicios planificados y tratar de ahí un poco, ¿no? De que se entienda, practicar, pensar, qué sé yo. Porque si no es aburrido, ¿no es cierto? Entonces, eso es simplemente, y bueno, mañana iniciaríamos el siguiente módulo y todo el tema, para entender un poquito la lógica del contenido, generalmente se lo va mostrando de a poquito, pero se vuelve, en algún momento se vuelve a ver el tema más avanzado, ¿no? Un poquito más o conectado con otros tiempos, etcétera. Entonces, si alguna duda surge en su momento y no se pudo ver, y luego surgen, se puede ir trabajando sobre, ¿no es cierto? Entonces, eso sería todo. Mucha suerte. Good luck with the quiz. And I'll see you tomorrow in classes.
Listo, teacher, le agradezco. See you
You're
tomorrow.
welcome. Bye, Jose. Have a great day.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Bye-bye.